our tale of the tape for this much-anticipated middleweight encounter. All right, now for the particulars inside the octagon of Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Joe Pyfer. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, he is an Ultimate Fighter season winner, Kelvin Gastelum.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, well, there's been a lot of UFC history inside these walls. We're in Newark, New Jersey. Good to have you with us live from the Prudential Center here tonight. I remember back in 2016, your boy Rumble Johnson had a big moment against Ryan Bader inside this arena.
I mean, Ryan Bader was so scared. He shot from halfway across the octagon, and Rumble beat him up within 20 seconds, and the people exploded. And that is the reaction you get when you are able to put on that type of performance in front of these knowledgeable fans.
Trying to establish that jab once again. The slip, and then the counter by Gastelum.
Oh, left hook.
Huge block there. Nice straight right lands.
What a great job getting that kick to the target. Big shot to the head. I mean, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect, John. Great placement on that uppercut. Oh, nice double jab. Big ground and pound.
Inside the closed guard now.
I mean, he went right into his full guard. What does he do to try to advance himself to give him more of an advantage on the mat?
All right, we'll see if he can apply pressure inside his opponent's guard here, DC. All right, it's a good ground and pound by him here, certainly staying busy, and not just busy, but effective.
You can just throw punches to keep the referee off of you. This guy is throwing punches to be effective, to throw damaging strikes. He's doing a fantastic job. There it is, now he's going to mount. Look at that. Recognize he was about to lose position.
All right, working out of side control here. His opponent trying to control posture, but you got to be careful here. Oh, he's got the Kimura locked in. Oh, he's got the knee on the belly. Could be trouble defensively. All right, so inside the open guard of his opponent. You got to be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy. Now drops inside that closed guard, DC.
Full guard. Let's see how patient he is as he attacks a submission or big ground and pound.
Gastelum's back in half guard. He's very comfortable here. Well, he's worked very hard on this part of his game, and these ground strikes are really starting to take their toll.
Great job not only reversing the position, but getting to your dominant position.
We'll see what he does here. He postures up and lands to the head. Oh, staying busy from top position. He lands another ground strike there.
He passes the half.
Oh, he reversed position there on the ground, and he's now in the dominant position. Well, he continues to manhandle him here on the ground. By closed guard now. Oh, you gotta love the ground and pound strikes here.
Another ground and pound strike lands for this man. And there you go, again, half guard. That was nice.
Gastelum ground and pound from half guard. He is making these shots count. Moving his head pretty well defensively on the ground here. Gastelum's right back to the full mount. Drops down inside the now closed guard of his opponent.
Let's see how patient he is as he attacks a submission or big ground and pound.
All right, he's got side control here, DC. You know, he's got a lot of different submissions in his arsenal once this fight gets to the ground. Gastelum's able to transition back to side control now.
Great ground and pound by this man.
Man, he's killing it on the ground. Another strike gets through. Nice job to reverse position there on the ground, and now we'll see what he can do with the dominant position. Oh, that's a pretty slick reversal right there. Staying offensive off of his back as he lands a strike from the bottom position. Round two straight ahead.
Hey, stop.
All right. Take a seat. Deep breath in. Breathe. Okay. Listen, you gotta get that takedown for me.
All right, so we now look back at some of the action from that previous round, DC. A lot of good highlights on both sides.
I mean, a lot of good highlights from both competitors. They both should be very proud of what they accomplished. But I'm telling you, man, I'm not sure they can keep this up. If they land at this clip for another 5 minutes, somebody's going to sleep.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Round two here. Well, there was a moment in that previous round when it looked like we weren't going to get to this next round. Here we are. We will see the extent to which he is recovering.
Let's see how he recovered over the course of that minute. They were putting water over his head. They were trying to bring him back. But I would advise him to clinch a lot in the first minute of this round to try and give himself a little bit more time to get back into the fight.
And now the jab gets through. Heavy leather landed on both sides in that exchange.
Oh, nice.
That's just over the top, and now his opponent in a world of trouble.
Beautiful leather change. Make him think he's going low and come right over the top with that beautiful overhand. Great punch.
Well, that overhand, big weapon for him throughout his career. It's been there all night. Look for him to go back to it here.
Beautiful shot lands to the leg there.
Oh, Superman punch is good.
Nice body shot.
Oh, that's a brutal cut on his nose there. He is bleeding. Not much behind the takedown offering there. Goes to the body there. Nice job by the fighter here to continue to block the shots coming his way. You think he's trying to sort of fatigue his opponent here a little bit?
He's kind of watching and seeing everything that's happening in front of him. Later, you'll see him start to counter after block the jab.
And now that jab starting to get established. Oh, that smooth Gastelum boxing on full display here, DC. I know he's a collegiate wrestler, a guy who was a grappler. Striking has really improved leaps and bounds since he crossed into the UFC. Nice display of technique by him there on the side kick. Now we'll see if he can follow it up.
Very traditional technique that a lot of guys are using now in the UFC.
Gastelum gets the single leg takedown. Nicely done there. Different round and the striking clinic continues. Shades of Max Holloway back in the day against Kelvin Gastelum. Every strike he has thrown seemingly is finding the target.
I mean, it's landing. Everything is landing, J.A. And coming into this fight, he understood.
Attempting a choke now. Ooh, that was pretty tough. Oh, he escapes.
He got out. I mean, wow, that is great submission defense.
Really maximizing his shots here on the ground. Well, I think I can smell the blood at this point in time. That canvas didn't look like that a few fights ago. Blood is flowing from that cut with every passing strike.
Every strike. And it burns. Johnny, burns so bad. When you get cut like that, every time a shot lands, it just burns. So this guy needs to try to find a way to not take and limit the damage he's taking to this cut. Easier said than done, though. These are big shots, and they're not glancing blows. When he's throwing, he is landing so clean that his head is starting off the mat.
Oh, looked like that strike from the bottom fighter got the crowd's attention. Gastelum's right back to the full mount here.
He's doing a really good job putting himself in position.
All right, bottom fighter here, maybe looking to hip escape, DC. Good work from the top here by Gastelum. Another ground and pound strike gets home.
Oh, right into mount.
Making all these shots count.
That was a slick transition.
All right, we'll see how he chooses to defend here. Relentless pressure from the top by Gastelum. Seconds. Nice job by him there. He was being dominated and is able to reverse position. Gastelum's back in full mount. Ground and pound strike there now. 2 rounds in the books. All right, there's the horn. The round is over, but not before he was cut on his nose from the strikes in that round. Back to the stool. Cut man is in. Should be able to shut that cut and prevent it from becoming an issue moving forward. But, of course, as soon as he gets struck in that next round, it could open back up. Well, if you're the replay guy, a lot to like in that previous round. A lot of damage being inflicted.
Yeah, I mean, and look at the swelling now, John. He wasn't doing what he needed to do to move his head, and he's paying for it. You cannot allow for an elite-level mixed martial artist to connect at that rate and think that you will not be wearing the damage. He's wearing it now. I'm interested to see what changes he makes to give himself an opportunity.
Oh, he's had a huge strike right there. I'm not sure how many more of these his opponent can take.
Massive shot that he landed. Great job. Oh, he hurt him.
Well, we wondered earlier why there weren't as many body strikes. He's making up for lost time here. Shot to the body connects, and that bears watching. That's going to hurt this opponent.
Oh, he hurt him bad. Oh, that right hand barely missed there.
Gastelum's kick to the body is blocked. And now leather being thrown on both sides. Nice jab, follows up with a nice right hand. All right, well, good news is he rocked him. Bad news is he wasn't able to finish the job, and now his opponent's back in the fight.
I mean, you don't get those opportunities very often. You got to take full advantage of them when they're presented to you.
Well, without much resistance, he continues to find a home for that jab, much like he did in the previous round. Great upper body movement. Defensively slips another strike there, and offensively, he hasn't been a world beater, but defensively, he's been strong tonight.
And that has to cause frustration for the opponent. Not being able to hit a guy that you want to really put away. But that's a testament to the head and the activity and the awareness of this fighter defensively.
Well, champ, I don't see that well, but it's hard to miss the redness underneath that elbow. A lot of bodily investment from his opponent tonight.
Yeah, it's an investment, John. It may not pay dividends right now, but the more you go there, the more damage you do, eventually it will show itself. Right now, it's starting to show. That was nice, right? If you're going to go out, go out on your shield. If you're going out, go out on your shield. Don't just walk backwards. Go forward. Make him fight you.
Well, no feeling out process tonight. Both fighters invoking damage on the other decision.
Yes, we knew this would be very competitive. We knew that this was a tough fight. We knew that both guys would be very evenly matched in this fight. But we didn't expect to see this type of war between these two guys.
Well, not sure if he's lighter on his feet or what it is, but these last couple couple of rounds. He's been far more aggressive, a lot more pressure. Oh, he's really starting to light him up now. Gastelum's nose is bleeding now. Yes, looks as though he got cut by one of those offerings from his opponent.
Look to counter that right cross.
Huge connection by him there.
He needs to get on his bicycle, John. He needs to get into space so that he doesn't get pinned.
Under 2 minutes to go in our third and final round. Double jab is there.
Nice right hand.
All right, so the redness is omnipresent now. He has absorbed a whole lot of body strikes. Pretty good poker face, but I'm not sure how many more of these he wants to take.
No, he doesn't. He needs to do something different. He cannot continue to get beat up like this. But it's on his opponent. It's on the guy that is landing these strikes to continue down the path until he makes you change something. Do this over and over because it seems like this is your easiest path to victory.
Beautiful strike there as he continues to attack that cut. Cut man's going to have some work to do if we get to the stool between rounds.
But that's why we got the best in the business. We got the best cut men in the business, and they are going to...
That's one of those shots that if you take one of them, if you get the nightcap, will land you right on the spot.
Look for him to throw that overhand here again. Well, at this point, DC, I'm not sure if he's just biding his time or just trying to get some extra reps, but go finish them.
It seems like the guy's playing with his food. You know, he's having a good time out there. Everything's working. He's in the zone. It feels like at any moment he can end the night of his opponent. But he seems to be having fun. And hey, to each his own, I guess. I'd be rushing out of that octagon.
Yeah, you don't play with your food.
No.
Well, it seems like there has been an opening for that overhand all night long. Let's see if he goes back to it here. Oh, working in some solid leg kicks now. Man, these guys have some chins on them. Huge shots being landed on both sides. Oh, that's the biggest shot of the fight thus far. How's his opponent still standing?
I mean, I have no idea. This fight is supposed to be over. And it might not be over now, but it's going to be over very soon.
Nice, that's for sure a win right there.
The official decision is in. It resides with Bruce Buffer.
For decision. The judges scored the contest 29-28, 30-27, 29-28. For the winner by unanimous decision, Kelvin Gastelum.
Well, Kelvin Gastelum is a problem, folks. What a combination of skills, pressure, hand speed, power. This young man has it all. He's got the educated jab, great cardio. Many in the fight game would be surprised if Gastelum doesn't one day fight for a UFC title.